It is still really unclear to me, but also to Nikki Haley, why anyone should vote for her, according to Nikki Haley. We talked last week about how Nikki Haley was asked, like, why would people vote for you? And it was basically like, I don't really know. And identity politics. Well, I'm a different generation and, women power. And I'm also a minority. And just very strange stuff to hear from Republicans who claim to be against identity politics. She's now had another week to try to come up with some policy ideas. She was asked about her record at the UN. She could name nothing other than that she did a book. She didn't write a book. She did a book. Do these count as answers in politics at this point, or in Republican politics?
We've been talking about foreign policy this morning. You did an incredible job at the UN fighting for America first. How will you differentiate yourself from the other candidates? And
remember, the other candidates, Trump, right? I mean, it's Trump and Vivek Ramaswamy, whose announcement went over like a lead balloon.
Your plan for foreign policy?
Give us the plan.
Well, one of the main things I did at the United Nations that I think is so important is I did a book that focused on the 193 countries.
The 193 companies oh my God, we've got to run that back. This is an answer. She was asked, what would you do in terms of foreign policy?
Well, one of the main things I did at the United Nations that I think is so important is I did a book that focused on the 193 countries, the percentage of time they voted with us, and how much foreign aid we give them.
Yeah. Chef, can you tell us what would be your approach to poultry-based dishes if you were to be hired to run this restaurant? Listen, one of the biggest things I did over the last 3 months is I did a book where I would list items available at different restaurants. Oh, okay. But so like, what would the poultry dishes be here? It's just completely incoherent. And by the way, she did a book containing information anyone can just Google about different countries. And by the way, it's not even clear she actually claims to have written it. Notice that she said she did a book rather than I wrote a book. This is really a problem in my eyes. I don't know if the Republican voters care about policy, but she continues to do this. Remember last week she was asked, why would anyone vote for you? And just very confusing answers.
Okay, so I want to put up something from the Wall Street Journal this week. They said you had a great day, your great rollout day, but they said you have to provide a rationale for your candidacy that you haven't done yet. They said you've got to answer this question about why you versus anybody else in the GOP field. They're talking about the fact that you say, America first, America should be powerful. Those are things that any GOP candidate is going to say. So why you?
Why not me? I am the wife of a combat veteran. I'm a mother of 2 children, one who's getting married, and I see how hard it is for her to look at buying a home. One that's in college, and I see what he's dealing with woke education. I'm the daughter of immigrant parents who are upset by what's happening at the border. Yeah. I don't want to wait for someone else to fix this.
Anyway, so as you might remember, her answer was basically, there's people not enjoying what they're being taught and woke, and I'm the daughter of immigrants. Truly a horrendous candidate. I mean, just horrifyingly bad. And usually candidates are able to cite reasons to vote for them, which we might say that's not a good reason. She's not even able to cite what would count as a reason. Now, if we want to take a very quick look at the latest polling, it's not as bad as I thought for Nikki Haley. If we look at the most recent A-rated poll, which is a Fox News poll, remember, Fox News polling actually isn't bad. It's conducted by Beacon Research. They have a poll. If it's Trump head-to-head against Haley, Trump crushes Haley 66-24, and that's not super shocking. If it's a multi-way poll, it's Trump 43, followed by DeSantis 28, and then Nikki Haley tied for third with 7%. 7% is nothing to sneeze at, given that she just launched her campaign a couple weeks ago. It's not great. And by the way, if I was a betting man, I'm not. My bet is Nikki Haley does not end up getting 7% of the vote in the Republican primary, but it's not even March of 2023 yet. So, who knows? But listen, I mean, she's starting with 7. All right. That's something you can build from, at least hypothetically. I don't know that you're going to build it by having no policy and just saying you're younger than Trump, a woman, and of Indian heritage. I'm not sure that gets you beyond 7%, but it will be interesting to watch. We'll take a very quick break. I am going to talk about the Scott Adams racist meltdown. I have a history with Scott Adams. We'll talk about that and other things after this very short break.